Hey everybody, it's Chad at Old South Forge. Picking back up on the last video we did on the knife that I forged. I got it in the vise here. I'm just doing my filing on it, doing some last minute filing and making sure that I got it what I want before we put it in the quench, but we're about to quench it. So wanted to hop on here and show y'all how I'm going to do that. How I do it, not a how-to video. I'm not telling you how to do a knife. I'm not telling you how to quench or how to make a knife. I'm just telling you how I do it. Works pretty good for me, but anyway. Going to finish this filing and then we're going to get it in the quench. So I'm just heating up railroad spikes now. These old spikes. Put them in my oil. And I use vegetable oil, if you was wondering what it is. I don't use burnt motor oil and all that crap. I use, it's Wesson, 100% vegetable oil. Seems to do really, really good. I don't use corn oil. I used corn oil one time and the blade bore. It might have just been a coincidence, something I did wrong, but the vegetable oil seems to be the best. For me, it works really, really well for me. And you're not plunging your blade in a toxic cocktail of petroleum oil by using the old motor oil or whatever. Because a lot of the people that buy my knives, they use them for, they cut food with them at some degree, whether it be in the kitchen or around the campfire or whatever. Them old railroad spikes has been heated and cooled so much, they're just about wore out. I stir this oil up after I heat it, just to make sure there ain't any cold spots in it. You remember when you was a little kid and mom or daddy would draw you a bath out? And when you'd get in the bathtub, you know, they'd mix the hot and the cold water and you move around in there and you'd hit a cold spot. Same way with this oil, just make sure there's not a cold spot, because that could spell disaster for a blade in the quench if you got cold spots in it. Alright, that'll do that. So we're just about ready to go. Get this blade. I'm just gonna check it one more time. Make sure it's not warped. That's what I want, because it's about to be set permanent. That's good. Alright. Alright, we're ready to quench. We're gonna kill the light so I can see my color. Wish me luck. Here we go. Kind of want to heat it up slow. I heat it up slow. Kind of watch that edge dragging it around. I just kind of, just kind of slice the knife through the hot coals and let it heat up slowly. But you got to watch doing that, because if you're grinding that edge, if you're really trying to cut the coals with it, it's just going to ruin it when it gets up to temperature. I see some people, they say they try to leave that edge about the thickness of a dime. I don't. Mine's probably about half the thickness of a dime before I quench it. If you're careful, you can do it, no problem. As soon as I say that, I'll probably just drag the edge right off of this thing. You gotta be careful, heat it up slow, and don't drag the edge too much on those coals while it's hot. It's coming up there. Nice and even and slow. I'm just going for that edge and probably about 2/3 of the way from the tip back on the blade. I'm not worried about getting the back of that blade hard. I just want that edge hard, kind of leave a little flexibility in that spine. The longer the knife blade is too, you gotta be a little bit quicker. You going back and unless you got a torch or a big long flame that you can get the whole, you can get it all, at one time. Okay. have to get the front, back, front, back, front, back, see something. And there we go. I'm trying not to drag that. Cameraman, hit them lights. Let's get me some light back here. Straight. I believe it's gonna turn out, y'all. I believe we're gonna have a success there. Now I'm trying real hard not to saw the bottom of the pan with a knife blade. I'm just kind of working it back and forth a little bit so bubbles don't form on it. You don't have to do that the whole time, just when it first goes in. I just want to make sure don't have air bubbles and crap forming on that edge to mess it up. I just let it sit there just like that. I just kind of got it comped up on the wall, this little pan. My little quenching tray I made, I just took a piece of 2.5 inch square tubing, little 8 wall square tubing, and cut one of the sides out of it and welded 2 caps on it. It did pretty good. Made a nice little quenching tray. We'll get that out here in a minute. Let it cool down a little slow, and I'll get it out, and hopefully it's hard from the tip to the heel. We'll see here in a minute. All right, now we got it quenched, and I can see that line in it. You probably ain't gonna see it on the camera, but I can see it here. You can see it right there. See it? So from here out is hard. This didn't harden up, which I don't care. I don't need that to get hard, so just check it real gently with the spile. Oh yeah. Hear that? It's just like glass. File won't touch it. Alright. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna clean it up. I'll wash mine with soap and water after it's cool, of course, to get all that oil off of it, because when I put it on this, when I put it in the forge on this hot plate of metal, that oil residue on it, it'll start turning colors way before it's time. I mean, I know it's not that hot yet. For some reason, that oil will starts cooking and turning colors. So get it wiped off, and then I'm gonna put it over here and get it tempered out. Now I got it on this little plate of steel. I just got a little 1/4 inch thick plate of steel. Piece of copper works really good. Because that copper pulls the heat real quick. But anyway, I'm just gonna lay it right there and temper it out. It'll take it a few minutes to do, and it'll be about ready to get the handle on it. Have to watch the heat, stand here and watch it and make sure it don't get too hot. Take all the temp out of it, and then have to anneal it and harden it all over again. I don't want to do all that. Not if I can help it. About halfway right there. All right, so I'm just gonna sit here and watch them colors turn. That good dark straw color. I think that'll be good. Well, I got it tempered out, got the colors, but I forgot to show y'all. I didn't film the colors, but most of you know what I'm talking about out there anyway. Got it nice and tempered out, and I was just cleaning it up a little bit with some sandpaper. I'll tell you what grit it is, but it ain't printed on it. Not on this piece. So anyway, still just same blade, of course, but it's nice and hard. It's tempered out. It's nice and straight still. You can see the little imperfections along that spine. I purposely leave that. I don't want to try to make any of these knives look. I'm not going for a Cabela's or Bass Pro knife look, something you can just go buy. I want them to look nice, but I like them to retain a little bit of that roughness from the forge, that handmade look. Because most people that get my knives, that's what they want. They don't want a real slicked up knife. They want that handmade look. They want it to look good, they want it to look nice, but they want it to look handmade and be able to tell that it is, and that's what I try to do. So, about time to put the handle on it now. I've got the handle that I'm going to use. Guess I've got it fit up. Nice little crown. Little crown antler. It's still rough right now. I got a little shaping and sanding to do back here. Get it pinned and shaped. or not, I'm not gonna reshape the antler, but I just mean this back here on the end, get that shaped up where it ain't so boogered up looking. Get the pin in it and get the bolster poured. I think it's gonna be a pretty good looking little knife. What do y'all think at this point? Maybe it won't go to pot before I can get it done. And the length of the handle is just, I don't have really big hands, but I don't have a small hand by any means. And it just fits the hand, and you choke up on it, and you got good control. I don't know about y'all, but I despise a knife with a real long handle like this, you know, slipping back and forth in your hand. I like to be able to get a handful of it, that handle, and it's stable. It's firm in the hand and controllable. And this one definitely will be. So, from this point, just a little more finishing, get the handle attached, get it all colored up, and get that bolster poured. And I'll show y'all the finished knife as soon as I get it done. Won't be much longer now. We're almost home with it. All right, we're getting ready to get the bolster poured on it now. I'm just wrapping this paper. See, I'm doing that wedding band bolster, which, you know, kind of sticks up just a little bit, and rather than just going flush with the top of the spine of the knife and the top of the handle, it's got that little bit of a, you know, it sticks up past that. So I'm just wrapping this paper. It's just cardstock paper. This is how I do it. That's right. I wrap that around, and I'll have to cut another little strip, which I already got cut. Let's use some paper tape to secure that. Let's see if I can do it without getting it. If that pewter hits that adhesive on the paper tape, it throws a fit. It does not like it. I learned that the hard way. Okay, just kind of hold it. Then I'm gonna have to go over it with another little piece here to build it out as high as I need it. So I'll just wrap that around like that. You know, and then the sleeve that will actually catch the pewter is set on the outside of this, and you can see it gives me that little bit of a lip right there, and then I can work it down after it's poured. Okay, I got the paper down around it now. Remember that little strip, you know, it's down here, and then I'll wrap the big piece of paper around to catch the pewter. See how it's kind of got this, see, it sticks up past the spine of the knife and the top of the handle, and likewise down here. Just give it a little detail and a little dimension. So it's ready to go now, and get the pewter heated up and hope for a good pour. Alright, so I got it in the vise, got it all as straight as I can get it. And I'm just getting this pewter melted with the torch. I don't melt it on the forge in this tin can. I've done that before, and if you ain't really careful, you'll just burn the bottom right out of the can and lose all your pewter. Or you'll get the pewter too hot, and when you pour it in that paper down, then it'll just ignite. It'll burn the paper away. So this medium flame little blow torch here, propane torch, is just about perfect for it. Or just a regular little old fire. You don't really want to crank down on that blower. Y'all already know that. Alright, I'm about to pour it. Y'all cross your fingers for me, because I don't want to have to file all this pewter off and do it again. Here we go. Looks pretty good. So far, so good. It ain't spit back in my face yet. So, alright. Now I'll just let that cool for a minute, and we'll unwrap it and see what we got. Alright, we got it poured. I'm gonna unwrap it, get the paper off of it, and let's see what comes out. If I can find the end to the tape. Paper kind of stuck for some reason. Usually don't do that. There's that little strip. I can use that again. There we go. Yep, looks good. Got a little hole right there, but that's going to be filed away anyhow. It's very seldom comes out perfect. Sometimes really close, but okay. You gotta file a hold of it. Shape it up a little bit. And that'll be the next step. I got the paper off. It looked pretty good. And I had to bring it inside the cabin here. It's getting a little bit dark outside, and so I brought it in the cabin. I'm gonna get the file a hold of it and get that bolster worked down like it needs to be. And I get that done. And if you'll come right here and take a look at it, y'all come look at this. See, I'm just kind of rounding it over and shaping it up a little bit with the file right here. Get it all shaped up. It'll be ready for the next step, which will be a little color to it. And probably not going to show you my coloring technique, but I will definitely show you the finished product. Hey, I gotta have something secret, you know, I gotta keep some. These are not how-to videos, right? This is just how I do it. Yeah. So, alright, so I'm gonna do this for a while. Get it looking good, or as best as I can. Alright, I got it filed down. What y'all think? Smooth. You know, it's not perfect, but then again, I don't try to make them perfect, but I got it just eyeballed, round, and even around it. Just kind of rounded this off. I think that looks kind of nice. What y'all think? Now, you notice that blade, look at that handle. It's not a real long handle, but I did that on purpose. That knife perfectly fits your hand. It's good, it's snug, it's secure in the hand. I mean, you can get a good, you know, it's got a good spot for your index finger. It don't slip over the blade. You can support that spine with your thumb. It's just real controllable. And on a knife, in my opinion, you don't want a handle where you got an extra, you know, inch and a half or 2 inches sliding back and forth in your hand. It's just, you're losing control. If you got a knife, if you're fighting with it, if you're butchering an animal with it, whatever, you want that knife in your hand, controllable and secure. And that's what that handle is. It's perfect size. It's got a nice balance. It's got a nice weight to it. So now I'm going to get it colored up and get an edge put on it and get it ready to go. Well, all right, she's done. Y'all take a look at it and see what you think. Got the handle on, got it colored. Nice and dark and sweaty and used. Something from the back country. And that blade also is going to mellow out. It'll brown out over time, like by tomorrow. But there it is. Turned out pretty good. I think it did. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. And while you're at it, while you're watching the video, hit that subscribe button for me. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And we'll get some more videos out to y'all. And until the next one, I appreciate y'all watching this one. And we'll catch you on the next one. What do you think? Turned out pretty good, I think. Have a good one.